So in the last short, we had Tchaikovsky's fascinating comments on Brahms. He first of all said that it's somehow essentially unemotional, vague, nebulous, unable to reach the heart. Although it's distinguished, it's lofty, it's original, and it doesn't rely on cheap effects. All these things impress Tchaikovsky, but ultimately it's not beautiful. I'll read from that point where he says that. It's all very serious, very distinguished, apparently even original, but in spite of all this, the chief thing is lacking: beauty. This is my view of Brahms. And as far as I know, it is shared by all Russian composers and all the musical public of Russia. So he's absolutely sure that what he's saying, he speaks for Mother Russia when he makes these comments. And it says, a few years ago, when I frankly expressed my opinion of Brahms to Hans von Bülow, he replied, now let me pause for a moment. Hans von Bülow, absolutely central figure in late German romantic culture, pupil of Liszt, very fine pianist, became a very celebrated conductor. He mentored Gustav Mahler and Richard Strauss, so he is like in a sense, a sort of godfather to Mahler and Strauss, and therefore one of the great early figures in the history of conducting. Now, he was friends with Wagner initially as a young man, but Wagner stole his wife, and this is one of the great scandals of the 19th century. While he was rehearsing Tristan and Isolde, Wagner's great and difficult opera in the 1860s, Wagner was conducting an affair with his wife while he was rehearsing Tristan and Isolde. In fact, I discussed this in a video a few years ago. So in the wake of all that, Hans von Bülow's wife, Cosima, left him and married Wagner in the 1870s. Hans von Bülow then started to shift away from Wagner for obvious reasons, and so he kind of transitioned to the other group, the Brahmsian side, and became an amazing advocate of Brahms's symphonies. And it's thanks to Hans von Bülow that those symphonies, certainly the third and fourth symphonies, possibly the second symphony, were all premiered by his orchestra, and because of his amazing discipline and the caliber of that orchestra, those symphonies had terrific premieres. And it's not often that composers get terrific premieres, but Brahms got those, and part of his huge reputation in his own lifetime was connected to those premieres and the advocacy of Hans von Bülow.